My name is Grace Little. I would like to thank everyone for coming here today to listen to me and my fellow classmates do our rope presentations. I would like to introduce my guests, my grandma, my dad, my mom, and my sister. In case you didn't know, ROPE stands for Rite of Passage Experience. Throughout this speech, I will talk about my reflection of the year and experiences, my academic selection, my future goals, and finally, my conclusion. To start out, I was born in Denver, Colorado. I'm 13 years old. I have 2 older sisters, 1 older brother, and 2 younger brothers. I've also grown up in the little town of Grand Lake. Anyway, so at the beginning of this year, each 8th grader made personal goals that they were going to try to achieve by the end of the year. My personal goal was organization. And if you don't know me, I am not an organized person. My room was not organized, my closet was not organized, and most importantly, my binder was not organized. And coming into 8th grade, I learned that if your binder's not organized, you won't survive. However, I'm proud to say that I've achieved that goal. My planner's organized, my binder's organized, but I'm still working on my room. I have all A's and 1 B. As extracurricular and hobbies, I do dance, specifically ballet, vocal classes, track. I also enjoy to backpack, camp, and water ski. Every person that comes up here today are going to talk about different hobbies that they enjoy to do. They also each have a different story of their middle school life. I have definitely grown as a person. It was hard coming into middle school, as definitely coming from the little elementary school of Grand Lake, to make friends. However, through that process, I probably made some of the best friends I could have made. These experiences have shaped me the person I am today. As a newcomer to middle school, I would advise you to stay organized. Like I said, it'll be really hard if you don't. Also, get involved. It could be the best 3 years of your life if you let it. Now, all throughout the year, we did many things. One of my favorite units was the Holocaust unit. However, it was very hard to go over and it was sad, but I learned a lot and I feel like I've been shaped through that. And I wrote a poem and I would like to read it to you. This goes, remember the Holocaust, the tears shed like rain, the child that once was loved, the mother that cried out to hold her son in her arms once more, but was ripped apart like paper, the 12-year-old girl's smile that was stolen like a thief, the father that was thrown into the fire of silence. Remember the 6-year-old boy that shivered in the cold while his stomach ached with hunger as frostbite gnawed on his toes. The friend that was casted away by a savage by a neighbor. The 9-year-old boy was stripped of his clothes that suddenly didn't belong to him anymore. The 80-year-old man that struggled to survive but was chosen to die. The gravel crunched beneath the feet of suffering and innocent people like pop rocks. Death was smelt through the air by the deep chambers of the concentration camps. Children's dreams were abducted from their hearts and thrown to the dust. Before they jumped, they played, laughed, and were loved. Now the ashes of the shadows of these abandoned children plead to not be lost. They are the remembrance of those horrid years. They are the hope to overcome the Holocaust. And then I also, for my reading class, we drew a picture kind of reflecting our poem. And I did like a sun and kind of shining through all the darkness that these people have been going through. And then I also did track, and these are only some of the ribbons I have. So as I mentioned at the beginning of my speech, my academic selection was the Magdeburg Water Bridge. We did this project in science class. It was called the Structure Project. We were told to choose a famous bridge, tunnel, skyscraper, or dome to research and eventually build. Throughout the past couple of weeks before we had this project, we had already built a skyscraper, dome, and bridge. So the building part wasn't as challenging as the researching your structure was. First, I chose a bridge called the Magdeburg Water Bridge, located in Germany. Then I found 5 facts on its history, stats, materials, and interesting facts. After I researched, I put all my facts into a keynote, including a graph of other bridges compared to mine. Now, throughout this assignment, I learned a lot, but some of the state standards were physical science. I began to understand the common forms, properties, and changes of matter and energy. Life science, understanding the characteristics and structure of living things and showing how things interact. And finally, earth system science. I know now and understand the interactions of Earth and of other objects. On this project, I was encouraged to choose a structure that emphasized me. The Magdeburg Water Bridge is the longest water bridge in the world. And in life, I hope to reach the longest. Some people have a simple life. However, I know I was not made